Hey folks, I wanted to do a video response to my friend Jimmy Davis, flute maker extraordinaire, and talk about this new flute that Jimmy made me. He's already made a video of his own where he gave a playing sample and talked a little bit about where this flute came from. This is the world's first E-flat Native American flute, Native American style flute, tuned, if you can see that, to 528 hertz. And how this came about. So as Jimmy mentioned, this kind of came about as a joke. Started as a joke. And I'll show the video that Jimmy had posted a New Year's sale on his flutes, and he listed all the flutes he could make, and he made a typo and left out the key of E flat. So I sent a comment back like, what do you got against E flat? And of course he can make anything. So we got to talk about it, and it's like, what the heck, make me one, because this was one of the few keys that I did not have yet. So I said, yeah, sure, sign me up for E flat 440 hertz. And a couple months later, Jimmy came back and said, you know, I'd really like to make this in 528 hertz. And I have to say, I'm not a big believer in the magic frequencies, 432, 528, whatever. I typically order my flutes 440 because I do a lot of productions with other instruments, ukuleles and bass and electronic instruments, and it's just usually a lot easier to go 440. But Native American flutes all come in different pitch references anyway, so even if they are tuned to 440 when they leave the maker, by the time it gets to me, oftentimes I'll find a flute plays better, a little sharper or flatter than that anyway, so oftentimes I have to resort to electronic tricks to make those flutes play nicely with others anyhow. So I could tell Jimmy really wanted to make the 528 one, and so I said, yeah, sure, go ahead. So I wanted to present that and talk to you a little bit about what that means if you're not aware what the different pitch references represent. So I'm going to turn on my tuner here. Okay, so I'm going to, what 528 hertz means is that the C note should be 528. So I'm going to play a C, which is what I would normally call an F sharp on an A flute. And let's see what that sounds like. My tuner right now is set to 440 pitch reference. So let's see what that does if I try to blow a note that's 528 hertz. Okay, so you can see in the upper left there, that's the actual pitch that it's reading. And if I try to blow 528, it reads about 20 cents or so sharp on a 440 pitch reference. So really what you're looking at is the A is usually your pitch reference. And an A of 440, 444, I'm going to change my pitch reference to 444. Now I'm going to play that same note and try to hit that 528 hertz. You see it's straight up and down. So that's the difference between a 440 and a 528. It's really only 4 hertz. So A440 to A444. So what's one of the great things about this flute, and there's a lot, and today I'm just going to kind of introduce it and then I'll play some tunes later, is it really has a wide dynamic range. So I can play this at 444. And I don't know if you can tell, but I'm still blowing pretty softly to play in tune at 444. If I back off to 440 again, I can actually do it by blowing even softer. And you can see I'm just almost whispering into the flute, but you can play in that range. Actually, I like this flute tuned a little higher. So if I go to .448, which is even sharper, let you see what that sounds like. So I think that's a bit better breath pressure and more even response, even tuned a little higher. So there's really a wide dynamic range with this flute. Some other things I like about it, Jimmy made me this hawk fetish without the turquoise eyes. That's really nice carving there. Also wanted a two-tone look, so he picked out this stick that had some nice sapwood streaks in it. So that's pretty cool. Tuning on this thing is very good, very easy to get all the in-between notes that I like to play. So I'll just try I'll go ahead and just turn the tuner off at this point, and I'll just play most of a chromatic scale. Now, last note, that was kind of a surprise too. So the high end of this is really good. You can go 3 notes above the octave, and you can get a 4th note if you blow that top minor third, blow that really hard, and you can get an extra harmonic out of that top note. So yeah, so that's just a little introduction. So thank you, Jimmy. Really going to enjoy this flute, and I think that's all for this one, and I'll save the tunes for the next video.